Welcome, wizards. Have you come for more knowledge? Do you seek to be an honest wizard, or are you a conniving warlock? We shall pass judgment, so join us as we go beyond the seven.
Welcome, Bracketeers, to Beyond the Seven, the podcast where two homies help turn conniving warlocks into honest wizards, one rule zero at a time. Tired of being told you're not playing at the right bracket level, your deck's too strong, or maybe your deck just sucks? Well, send us your deck list, send us the story along with it, using the link found in the description or on any of our socials at Beyond the Seven MTG. Allow us, the Head Bracketeers, to give you the official Beyond the Seven bracket stamp of approval. I'm your host, Slaytyr, and I'm joined by my homie host, Jordan. Say, hey, dude.
Hey, man, what's up?
What's going on?
Not much. I'm excited for the podcast today. I get hyped for this every week.
I know, dude. Honestly, you do too much. Leave me alone during the weeks, bro. I got so much going on.
I know.
You see the middle table we added? Well, Jordan's parents got me this.
Yeah, as a birthday gift, and I have a surprise for you to go ahead and kick off the podcast since we're talking about your birthday.
I love surprises.
Are you ready? All right, here you go, man.
I have not seen this at all yet.
Happy birthday.
I had no clue that was sitting over there.
Yeah, you don't know what it is, though.
Okay, so open it on.
Yeah, open it just right
So it's
here.
good for the Bracketeers to see?
Yes, it is good for them to see.
Would you like to keep your bow? I always ask.
Sure.
I'm sure. Yeah. Keep your bow. Oh, it's so hard to open. There's R2 on this side, and I got Funko Pops. We got Fibblethip, Ashiok, and Daddy Oko chilling over here. This might be like really loud for the. Oh, this is an Amazon box. Yes.
Amazon.
Your address is not on here, is it?
Oh, it might be.
That'd be really embarrassing if they were able to. That looks like someone already thought of that and tore it off.
Nice.
Dude, just throw that away over there, bro, to the side.
I have to, if that was intentional, I have to credit my wife with that.
Yeah, your wife is smart. Smarter than you.
You need this?
Huh?
Knife?
No, don't open a knife. You're going to get us banned.
Okay.
My manly strength.
That works.
Okay. Wow, what is it?
It's a box.
I love boxes. Okay, to be honest, it is another box on a box. So, you weren't wrong.
I obviously haven't opened it, so I'm hoping what's in here is...
Can you take this and make sure there's nothing else in there before you throw it to the side for me, please? All right, let's see what this is. Oh, my gosh. Hey, can I borrow that knife real quick? There's a piece of tape here I was not expecting, man. Pocket knife.
We're not condoning weapons on this podcast.
We're not. This is just to open up. Perfect. I'll hand that back to you safely. Perfect. Oh, no ski. Whoa. I know what this is.
Yeah.
Here, take.
Yeah, I'll take all the box. And
Well, there's stuff in that one, so be careful.
Okay,
There's like
I'll
hang-up
set
stuff.
I'll set it down nicely.
Wow, look at this, chat. Bracketeers. We got a kitty cat neon light thing. Kind of like this neon light right here.
Yeah, I figured it could fill this empty spot up here.
Wow,
right over
we
my
can have it over
shoulder.
there by your shoulder. It has a, it's kind of cute. It has the headset on and it has the little controller at its paws. It looks like the jetpack cat from Overwatch.
Yeah.
Wow, great gift, dude. I love it, man.
Awesome.
Tell
Yeah.
your wife thank you for me when you get home.
I will.
Dude, we're supposed to get a, that's how we're supposed to get a Beyond the Seven logo neon light.
There you go. Yeah, I know you mentioned that once before, so...
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to follow up with his name is Skeleton. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he said he had one coming. I don't know where we're going to put it, but hell yeah, dude, this is sick. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
We'll get this put up next time. We'll set that
Yeah,
up
we saw this, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's definitely Slaytyr.
Don't break it.
I'll be careful.
Yeah, I guess I don't think I've ever told the viewers this, the listeners, viewers, whatever you want to call them, Bracketeers. I'm a cat person. I have 4 of them.
Yep.
And I love all 4 of my kitties. They're all rescues, though.
And you have some orange ones that look like that.
I do have 2 orange kitties. Yep. Anyways, magic time.
Cool. Yeah.
Thanks for the gift, bro.
Yeah, you bet. Happy birthday.
Yeah, man, it was good. I got my every year my sister cooks my favorite meal, which is how am I get judged for this? Don't judge me. Favorite meal: shake and bake pork chops.
Okay.
Oh, I love me some fried, like some shake and bake pork chops with deviled eggs. The deviled eggs we include like relish and jalapenos in them because I love that paprika all over them. Ooh, and then my favorite Velveeta shells and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and we made it crock pot style this year. Oh, it was drippy with cheese sauce. And then a little Caesar salad. I love Caesar salad. So
nice. Yeah,
awesome.
I saw some pictures and I saw the jalapenos on the deviled eggs, and I was like, that's a Slaytyr thing, because I don't know that I've ever seen deviled eggs with jalapenos on
100%. No, so what she's gonna do next year, what I really like her when she like what she does is she'll chop them into really tiny pieces, like minced tiny pieces.
Oh yeah,
and actually put it in the filling.
Yeah, kind of like almost like a relish, like a jalapeno relish.
For that relish and jalapeno to give the jalapeno relish. Yeah. Anyways. Well, thanks for the gift. It was it was a great birthday week. I'm getting old.
Yeah, I was gonna say how old you were. I was like, maybe he doesn't want people to know. I don't know.
I mean, we're the same age. You're technically older than me.
I am older than you. Yeah,
we're 34.
Yeah, you're old as hell, bro.
No, I think it was Eric, my friend Eric. He was like, "Hey, like, welcome to the club, dude. Welcome to the midlife club or whatever."
Right, midlife
crisis. I was like, "Dude, it's not even 35 yet. That's technically mid, right? I still gotta chill, bro. Chill."
Yeah, anyways, man. I know 34 is like a huge birthday that everyone celebrates, so I had to get you something.
Hell no one's celebrating that, bro. And look at me. I didn't even start the timer for this episode.
Oh, man. We're just going.
That's all good. We're just going. We'll start it now. All right. So the preamble this week, I got a couple of things for us to talk about.
All right. What's up?
First off, I just want to say, yes, we both know, and I know because I was the one who specifically said it over and over again in the episode with the Winter Misanthropic Guide.
Mm-hmm.
I said Sorcery Arcane. That counts as 2 types for the Delirium. I promise I meant to say Kindred. Okay, I meant to say Sorcery Kindred or Instant Kindred. Those the ones that have the tribal attached to it do count towards the Delirium. I have a feeling people are probably watching the video and like, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know anything. So I just wanted to put that out there.
I mean, hey, if that's the first thing that we messed up, well, it's probably not the first thing we messed up.
That's what to say. It's not.
But if that's the worst thing we've messed up so far, we're doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought about putting a little note in there that was like, I know it's not arcane. But I keep getting feedback about not putting notes in there. So I was like, I don't want to put notes in there if people are telling me don't put notes in there. But anyways, I did end up putting that one note. The note you had said about it was instead of 003, it's actually 004.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
We're getting spanked. All right, let's get into the real preamble for today. I have a fun one for us.
Yeah, you kept this one a secret from me, so I'm anxious to see.
So today we're going to talk about CEDH.
Ooh,
a little bit about CEDH, and this is going to be fun because I have a question ready for you.
Okay,
and you have to do some guessing.
Okay. Jeez. Okay.
And what inspired me to want to talk about CEDH is I'm going to be completely honest with you. That deck that you submitted last week's episode for Guess That Bracket. I'm not sure if I agree that's a bracket 5 deck, bro.
I mean, I don't know. It was labeled as bracket 5.
Right, you're supposed to go off your feeling, bro. And I was reviewing it and I was like, I feel like it's really high end bracket 4. But and the only reason why, and let's talk about it real quick. When I think of bracket 5, and you can give your definition if you want, or add on to it, or redefine how I, whatever I say. But when I think of bracket 5, immediately I thought, okay, these are the top tier decks that, like, if I were to have a CDH tournament for $1 million, you're probably only seeing 3 to 4 different commanders, period. Because you are going for, let's just say it's $5 million. That's a huge amount, right? People want to win $5 million. You're going to pick the best of the best. Every card is going to be just about the exact same. Outside of like, I just can't find this card anywhere because it's like only 300,000 of these were made and I don't have one. I can't fucking buy it. I can't find it, right? And so I was just like really critiquing it because I have like in my head, and just basically, even though we're YouTubers now and we're doing podcasts, we also consume, well, I don't know about you, maybe me more. I don't know if you do this, but I consume a ton of content just myself, watching YouTube videos and stuff. And there's a lot of people that have these thoughts about, you're not really playing CDH unless you're playing the meta. And the meta is defined for CDH as XYZ, like these commanders, these cards. This is the best of the best.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and I agree with you there, but I'll be honest, I don't keep up with CDH.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell you. I mean, I know a few just from people talking about them.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you what the full CEDH meta is.
Interesting that you bring this up. So, for today's preamble, for the CDH section or category we're talking about here, I want you to give me the first 4 commanders you think of when you think of CDH? Who do you think are the top tier, the titans of CDH right now?
Okay.
Just give me 4 guesses.
Oh, I know I'm going to forget some is the thing, but I know a classic. I don't know if it's still good.
Okay.
I'm assuming it is the pairing of Thrasios and Tymna.
Okay.
So that would be one guess. I think I'm going to go with maybe Winota.
Okay.
I'm going to go with, I don't know her name. The elf, black-green elf lady. She's newer.
Morkant or something?
Yes, her. I don't know her name exactly.
Yeah, I don't know her name either, but I know who you're talking about.
I think she might be in there.
Okay, as a Titan. Give me one more.
And then I'm going to go with, what's his name? Maybe Kenrith?
Kenrith, the king, the returned king.
Ooh, another good one is Nargila.
Najila.
Yeah.
Yeah, Najila. One who whispers or one who smiles or something like that.
No. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what the tag is.
Those are good guesses.
Yeah, that's like 5.
So I did the same exercise. I promise. I did this with before I looked, and I put down 4, but I did put a 5th as an honorable mention that I was like last second. Ooh, let me add this. Here are mine. Ours are probably, or there's some similarities. I put at number 1 Kennen.
Okay.
The Semic Kennen.
Yeah.
I put Tymna Thrasios.
Okay. Yep.
I kind of just put Thrasios with XYZ because Thrasios is pretty broken.
Yeah.
I put Kenrith.
Okay.
I put Rogok.
Okay.
Or Rogrok, whatever his name is.
He makes an appearance, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Rogrok. And I didn't put a pairing with him because I don't know who he pairs with for the best CDH.
The one I've seen is the angel.
The white angel?
The big white angel, yeah. That has
I've seen it's like
15
Boros
abilities.
Yeah. And then right before I left the guessing screen, I was going to check online. I noticed, or I thought of in my head real quick. I was like, what about Vivi?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know for sure because like you, we don't keep up with Bracket 5 Bracketeers. We're not really Bracket 5 players, so I don't really keep up with CDH. But I was just like, is Vivi like a terror up there? I don't really know. Is she a Titan?
I don't know.
I don't know.
have to look.
So I looked it up, and I got a list of some of the Titans.
Okay, of what currently is like in meta in CDH. Okay,
I'm gonna name a few of these. Okay, so these are considered the top 4.
Top 4. Okay,
These are the Titans.
Okay.
After this would be considered like there's an S tier after this, but they're considered not as strong as the Titan tier.
Okay.
But still strong to like I guess compete.
Did we get any of them right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Good.
We're actually really good.
Okay. Sweet.
So number 1 on this list, and I don't know. I don't think this is in any particular order because it appears to be in alphabetical order. So I don't.
Okay.
It's not necessarily the number 1 commander, but the number 1 or the first one here in Titan tier is Kennen, Bonder Prodigy.
Yeah.
Did name Kennen. So Kennen's there. Number 2 here on the list is Rogrok, son of Roga.
Nice.
I got those. I know it, bros. I didn't cheat, bro. I promise. Number 3, we both got this one. Thrasios, Triton hero.
Yep.
So Thrasios is there. And then the 4th one on here is Tymna, the Weaver.
Okay. So they pair together, but yeah.
You can pair them together, but I think what they're doing here is you compare Tymna with other things too, and it's still broken.
Yeah.
So
Tymna's in all kinds of decks.
Yeah. Some honorable mentions. I didn't even know these were honorable mentions. Maybe this tells you something about one of the decks you have. Kefka, Court Mage. Atali, Primal Conqueror. Okay, that's the one that when it comes in ETBs does its thing. Mm-hmm. And it can flip into the Infect one. Krom, Ludovic's Opus, Magda, Ral Monsoon Mage, which is a newer one. Sisay, Weatherlight Captain. Those are kind of at the top. Okay. I kind of did like that was a Moxfield list of some guys that keep this up to date. Like it's been kept up to date for a while now. I also did like a Google Gemini search on it. I was just like talking with the AI. I was like, give me some of the top decks, and they have some of the same ones. They have like Rogrok, Sisay, Weatherlight Captain, Kennen. Excuse me. There's one called Blue Farm. I've heard the phrase Blue Farm, but I didn't know who the commanders were. But it's Tymna and Krom.
Okay.
So like, it's just another Tymna pairing. So, but yeah, for the most part, we were pretty correct, except for we both named one that doesn't appear in any of those lists.
Yeah.
Kenrith. No longer up there, really.
Yeah. I mean, I know he was at one time kind of way up there.
Just
but
big power crept out at this point.
Yeah,
he's kind of
probably.
old. Been around for a while. I mean, I didn't look on the list to see where he was, but I'm sure he's still somewhere up here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he's literally in the next tier below S. He's an A+ tier. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew I would forget one, and Kennen is the obvious one that I should have keyed in.
yeah, man, why are you not getting Kennen, bro? Yeah. So yeah, I thought it'd be an interesting little exercise to see how much we do know.
Yeah,
We knew more than we thought.
we know a little bit.
So back in our early days before the bracket system, right? We used to we would just proxy anything and everything pretty much. Very early on, we had almost no restrictions whatsoever, right? And out of all these, I just want to see, is there any that you've built that we've built, right? For example, I have built the Timna Thrasios deck. I did proxy that a long time ago. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
played it like twice.
yeah.
My first ever attempt at a CDH deck, and I used to kill myself all the time with this deck. Do you remember? I would always fail the combo and just
Jaliva.
Jaliva, the
Yeah.
Doomsday Jaliva deck.
Doomsday Jaliva.
And I was not good enough or smart enough to pilot that deck.
You would always make one critical mistake where you're like, oh no, I just decked myself off the Doomsday.
I didn't mean to do it. And then I have to go back and think about it. Like I would spend the entire evening being like, how did I fix that? What did I do? And I'm like, oh, that's what I did wrong. What about you? Do you have any that you got into?
I don't know that I ever specifically like went out with the intent of like, I'm going to build a CEDH deck. I mean, I've obviously built a ton of commander decks, and some of them, probably have been in and out of CEDH at different
That Titan
points.
tier.
Yeah.
I know that for sure because, and the reason why I know this for sure is after a couple of years of our, us going wild with proxies and stuff and building anything and everything, we did one of the early on first rules we gave ourselves or our pod was let's avoid the S tier or the top tier, whatever it was called at the time. Any commander that was in that highest tier, we could not build that deck. We could not run that card as a commander.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
just to, make sure we're not having games that were ending in like 2 and 3 turns. Like,
Right.
We were there to play Magic, so it didn't make sense to just blow through a game and be like, okay, well, let's shuffle up and play again.
Because we've definitely had our fair share of fringe CDH decks. Like I had the Azami Lady of Squirrels deck.
Yep.
That I could win on turn 2 with a perfect hand if I had that. I could win on turn 1 if I had the nut hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that deck was sweet though. I like that one.
I did like that deck. I mean, it was a fun deck, but yeah. Did you? What was one of your like? Well, did you have a deck on that caliber? I feel like at some point you had to have had one of them.
Maybe Keurig.
Oh, the Keurig deck.
Yeah, that one was pretty close to CEDH.
Okay.
Because it was just combo.
Yeah.
Combo Keurig.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the closest that I had to it, like a true CEDH.
If we're talking
deck.
fringe CDH, would you consider the Locust God? It was like a wheel combo deck.
Maybe. I didn't necessarily build him to be the like CEDH version of Locust God, but I mean he is still super powerful just with his natural ability and wheeling and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. So after talking about this, before we move on to the main show, I just want to end the CDH segment that we don't want to spend too much time since we're not CDH masters.
Yeah.
But I want to end with a question. After discussing it, after talking about it, but let's pretend, I mean, I don't know how high the stakes I need to raise. Let's raise the stakes. Let's raise it to $100 million. Okay. $100 million.
Okay.
If you know that's the case and there's a tournament for $100 million, it's a CDH tournament, I'm going to ask the question, can other commanders, besides the ones we just read off, the top 4, top 5 commanders, can other commanders compete in this bracket?
I'm going to say yes.
100 million.
I mean,
You're willing to
okay,
throw?
hold on. Is the question that am I going to select a commander? Because you said, can other commanders compete? I think other commanders can compete, but am I going to give them the odds to win?
Let me rephrase the question. Is it trolling if you are entering this tournament with other commanders besides those?
I wouldn't go as far to say trolling. I think there's a lot of decks that can be bracket 5 and compete in bracket 5, and on a good day they draw a good hand.
Oof.
and they can
I don't like this.
they can compete with those decks. I think where you're going to run into not issues, but the reason you would go with one of the decks that we talked about as a Titan tier in that bracket 5 level is those decks do it more consistently. They hit their combos on earlier turns more consistently. So when you get into a tournament style, you're more likely over the course of, 10 games or however many rounds are in the tournament to consistently win and move on to the next round and win again and win again and win again. Mm-hmm. Where I think if you get down into like maybe the A+ tier, right? Like all of those can probably compete with those top decks and beat decks that are at that Titan level if they hit a good hand or they have a good day, right? Or if the S tier deck has a bad day, right, they're able to take advantage of that. Just like, if you're playing a bracket 2 deck against bracket 3 decks and you just happen to have a good hand or whatever, you can still win games playing up, right? So I think there's plenty of decks out there that could win on any given day or any given game in that level of play, especially because it's so cutthroat. I wouldn't bet on any of them besides the Titan level decks to win consistently.
Yeah, I would expect one of those Titan level decks are going to be the winners of the overall tournament.
Yeah, I mean, well, and plus if you're having a tournament, there's probably more people playing those decks too. So your odds are probably just better by the number of people playing those decks that one of those decks is going to make it to the end.
Yeah, I think out of everything you just said, I'm on board to say I agree with almost everything except for one critical thing.
Okay.
I disagree that a lot of decks can be bracket 5. That was how you started your statement. You said a lot of decks could be bracket 5. The bracket system defines bracket 5 as a specific meta. When you define it as a specific meta, you are clearly saying that there is an established meta of cards, including the commanders, that these are your bracket 5 commanders.
Yeah, I guess the question in my mind
Can they compete? I do agree with that. Yes, the fringe CDH, which maybe you want to call it a low 5 if you want to go into that, or a high bracket 4, sure. Can they compete? I do agree they can compete.
Yeah, I guess where I go in my head with that is how many commanders make up the meta? Is it?
I think it might be, like I said,
5,
like I've been saying for those
50. I
think it's really dependent on who the Titan tiers, who are the best of the best. Those 4 or 5 commanders.
I don't know if you have this, but how many are like in the A tier? Is there like way more in the A tier?
So I will admit this is a picture. I just took a screenshot, so it might have changed. I took it like 4 days ago. Okay. But yeah, there's the 4 in the Titan tier. There's like 6 in the S tier, and then it gets to like 15 and 20 in the A and the A minus. So I mean, if you want to look at the first 2, right, you could say 4 and 6, maybe 10
are in like the Titan and S tier.
CDH bracket 5 world.
Yeah.
So
maybe like 10 in the main meta, and then you can throw in a couple from the A that mix in there.
Something like that, yeah. I like this Fire Lord Azula's in that A+ tier too.
Ooh.
That deck is Anyways, interesting talk. We have to learn more about CDH.
Yeah, I got to brush up on my CDH. If you would have told me we were talking about it today, I would have.
Oh, this is perfect. This is exactly how we wanted it. All right. Well, let's move on to today's Deck 1 Rule 0. This one comes into us from one of our pod mates.
Heck yeah.
I love this guy. He gave us his real name too. He said, I'll give you the real name.
Oh.
This is from our friend Caleb. His commander for today's show. Dude, I love this guy. I don't have the actual commander ready. Oh yeah, I do. The commander here is, I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly. I'm going to try my best. Correct me in the YouTube comments if I'm wrong, but I think it's Captain Gathrod.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but yeah.
I don't know if the N is silent or not. Maybe it's Captain Gathrod.
I always call him Davy Jones.
Davy Jones. I like it. So this is Captain Gathrod. 5 mana, 3 blue and a black for a 3/6 legendary creature horror pirate. Horrors you control have menace. Whenever a horror you control deals combat damage to a player, that player mills that many cards. At the beginning of your end step, choose target artifact or creature card in an opponent's graveyard that was put there from their library this turn. Put it onto the battlefield under your control.
Nice.
Mill and steel.
Yep.
That's what he put in the description for this deck, by the way. Mill and steel.
Yeah.
It's all about milling and stilling. So let's read his story presented to us today. So this comes from Caleb. It says, I was really excited for my very first deck I built to be played because of the cool horror theme. So this is, Caleb's actually been playing with us for a few years now.
Yep.
But this is the first deck he has built on his own.
Yep.
Outside of the Avatar, the White Christmas Exchange, whatever it's called.
First deck he built on his own for
himself. Yeah. He says, Mesmeric Orb was played and everyone decided to murder it. Captain was the first out of the game. I'm wondering if the mill strategy is something found very salty at a bracket 2 level. Should I be concerned with this strategy in bracket 2? Judge my deck, BB. Baby, what's up, baby? All that stuff. The goal of the deck: mill opponents' cards and play from their graveyard. And the intended bracket that he gave for this deck is bracket 2.
Cool.
Initial thoughts on Captain Gathrod?
Yeah, I think he's super cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool deck in general. I actually haven't played against this deck yet.
Oh, you haven't played against it yet?
No, I've seen it. I've come in when you guys were already plying and seen it kind of do its thing, but I haven't actually been in a pod playing against it yet.
Last game, last week when we played, Dryfishy was playing like in Zuladoc.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was just grabbing Eldrazi's, dude.
Yeah,
I was just
I was there for that part of it. Yeah, where everyone was like, "Oh no,
Jesus!" I ended up winning that game, but still, him getting Eldrazi's was not easy for us. So yeah, anything about his story you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I know he said is Mill salty in bracket 2.
Okay, good, because
my first comment was no.
Okay.
I don't think Mill is salty in bracket 2, and I put, in fact, I think casual Mill pretty much belongs in bracket 2, maybe bracket 3 if you kind of optimize a bit more.
Right.
And really you don't see Mill in bracket 4 and 5 unless it's insta mill combo for the win, or mill yourself out and use Thassa's Oracle to win the game.
Right.
And maybe Reanimator,
kind of like what we saw with that Golbez deck.
Yeah.
Where he would combo out with his own cards and Thassa and all that. Yeah.
Right. So you don't see like I'm going to mill all my opponents' decks to 0 just by casting cards that make them mill like 5 cards at a time. Like that's not a thing in higher bracket levels.
Yep.
So yeah, that part I wouldn't worry about if I were you, Caleb. Like your strategy is very in line with bracket 2 and bracket 3.
Oh, for sure. I even put my note on here was you should know going into Magic the Gathering. Anytime you sit down at a pod or at a table, if you bring this deck to an LGS or you're sitting with a random pod, that anytime you're milling and or stealing, and you're doing both milling and stealing, that's going to bring some salt levels out of people.
Yeah. Whether it's warranted or not, like people feel a type of way when you're playing mill, discard, counters,
steal,
control. There's lots of stuff that just people are going to be like, oh, I don't like this deck because it's doing this, right? Like people don't like milling their cards. And so they're going to be like, oh, kill this guy. He's milling me.
Exactly. And I was going to say that like people already get really upset and salty about mill alone, right? Let's focus on the mill part, right?
Yeah.
So you play a Mesmeric Warp, it gets to my turn, and I mill cards. And I agree with you. Mill, in my opinion, maybe I need to be humbled. We've talked about the whole Phoenix thing. Mill's usually been kind of known as a weaker strategy. It's hard. It's really hard to win with mill, right?
Yeah.
And I agree that it's not a very strong strategy and that players definitely overreact and get way too salty over this strategy. Those cards, yes, you could have had those cards, but in any game you could have had those cards, right? So think about it. I'm getting milled. I see the cards go, and as the cards go, I feel this pain in my heart as I see them, right?
Yeah.
And that's already getting me salty because I'm like, this card would have been great, right? And I love those cards. Now you're telling me there's a chance that at your end step, you're going to steal the best creature or artifact from the graveyard.
Yeah.
And you're going to play my card. So not only are you milling me, which makes me salty, now you're playing my cards at the same time. Yeah, I can see why this deck brings the salt instantly out of the pod.
Yeah, and so, I mean, I think that's one thing that this deck has going for it is it's not relying on just, hey, I'm going to mill 100 cards out of each of my opponent's decks, right? It's doing something with the mill, which is good. It gives it an alternative way to win. So if you happen to mill someone out, great. I think the deck's capable of that.
Yep, I agree.
But then also at the same time, you're pulling back big threats and just maybe able to win with what you're able to steal from your opponents.
I agree. Yeah, like I said, it was stealing Eldrazi's the other day, and it was a big threat.
Yeah.
You basically just say, pinpoint one of the decks. You're like, ooh, that's the one.
Yeah.
What did you throw? Oh, let me get that. So let's go straight into the technical rating on this one.
Okay. Yeah. So technical rating on this, it is meets the qualifications of a 2. There were... Oh, does it not?
It does not.
Oh. Well, did I miss something?
You missed something.
What did I miss?
So I ran this deck in Commander Spellbook.
Okay.
Looking for 2-card combos. Just possible 2-card combos.
Yeah.
And it is running Duskmantle plus Mindcrank.
Yes.
2-card combo that can be achieved before turn 6, which would even almost break bracket 3 rules. No, I didn't go that far. I gave it a technical rating of 3 just because that was in there. It's the minimum, technically. If we're being technical.
Yeah.
But I also put a note. I'm pretty sure Caleb is very unaware of this.
No, he definitely is. Because I know we talked about when he was building this deck. We were like consulting back and forth, right?
Yeah.
I was making card suggestions and he was making changes. And I know that there were other combos that he had in the deck that I pointed out or that he discovered.
early on iteration of the deck.
He put the cards in. He was like, oh, wait, this is a combo. I need to take one of these pieces out. So he
had traumatized in it with the Bruvac or whatever his name is. I was like, that's
he
killing someone.
He specifically went in and said, oh, I need to remove this because it's a combo.
Right.
And was actively trying to do that as he built the deck. So yeah, this might have just been one that he missed. I did note that he had that combo in. I guess I didn't factor it into my technical rating. I just said there were no game changers or no tutors in this deck at all.
Yeah. The brackets do say no 2-card combos for bracket 2.
Does it? It says that in bracket 2?
Yep. And then bracket 3, it says you can't do it before turn 6.
Okay.
And the amount of mana value that he can do for these 2, I looked it up. I believe he can do it earlier than turn 6.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know it's possible. Cheap. Yeah.
So if you want to go that route, it's supposed to be bracket 4, but I'm not. I'm just gonna say it's bracket 3, just because of that 2-card combo for the technical rating. But that's not a big deal because the performance rating is what matters.
Yeah.
All right, performance rating. Let's do it.
Yeah. So
start talking about the deck.
Yeah, performance rating. Well, I'm going to take us on a tangent here for a second.
Ooh, let's do it.
So when I got to the performance rating, I usually do this with every deck that we start to look at. I ran this through deckcheck, just as a starting reference point. And when I went to deckcheck this week, I hadn't been out to the site in a little bit, and they had posted some updates.
Nice.
So I just wanted to talk about that. In deckcheck, they have some upgrades since we last spoke about it on the podcast. They expanded from 3 free credits a day to 5 3 credits a day.
Hell yeah.
So if you're using just the standard AI scan, you can run it 5 times a day rather than 3 because each one of those costs 1. But the other addition that they made is they added a more powerful, better AI engine.
Yeah, you texted me about this early in the week, and that was the exciting part for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you use the pro version of their AI, it uses all 5 credits. So you can run just once per day to get the pro AI.
Wow.
But because Caleb is my boy, I ran the pro AI.
I used all 5 credits on you, brother.
I used all 5 credits for you, Caleb. And ran this through deckcheck with the pro AI. And before I get off deckcheck, it also partnered with Recommander for better card recommendations.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So that I don't understand the ins and outs of Recommander. I haven't used it before, but apparently it has a way to go through and actually make good card suggestions based off of the other cards in your deck. It's really good at analyzing those. And I know that deckcheck had gotten a lot of feedback that, when people were saying, hey, have the AI suggest cards for me, it came back with some questionable options.
I agree.
It was just kind of generic good cards for whatever colors you were playing. But this is a lot higher, analysis on the individual cards and strategies in your deck, and it'll recommend better cards.
I agree. Yep.
So overall, if you're using deckcheck, go check it out. It's got a lot of enhancements since the last time we spoke about it just a few weeks ago.
That's deckcheck.co. Yep. Deckcheck.co.
But yeah, so pretty cool. I just wanted to throw that in there.
What did it say?
So when I ran it, it gave this deck a 5.0 bracket 3.
Okay.
Consistency of a 4, had no tutors. Resiliency of a 5. It said it was somewhat reliant on its commander, which I think is true.
Yeah.
Interaction was a 6 and had 10 interaction pieces, 3 counters, no free spells. Speed was a 5. Said it was
10 counters?
No, 10 interaction
Oh,
pieces.
okay.
3 counters.
Okay. Good. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. And then speed was a 5. Said it was mid-ranged, combat-focused, targeted a turn 7 pivotal turn.
Okay.
Which it said was right in line with mid-bracket 3.
Okay.
And then it did note the one combo of Duskmantle Guildmage and
Mindcrank.
Mindcrank.
Awesome. I like that. That's a good explanation. Did that persuade your performance rating?
No. Well, maybe a little bit. I went with a low 3 is what I put. And this is saying a mid 3. So, I mean, mid to low 3. I think that's fair for this deck. That's where I put it.
I guess we can give our performance ratings a little early. We got some cards to talk about, but maybe we changed my mind. I still was giving this a 2 for performance rating.
Okay.
Now, again, where performance rating is how we see and how we feel about that. So is the bracket stamp of approval, obviously, what we think, what we expect, or where we think the deck should fall. Maybe it is because I've played against it a little more than you. That deck, every time we played against it, Caleb will tell you he's been kind of mentioning this. It's been kind of making him sad about it. He's like thinking about taking a look at it. He's really excited for this episode because he wants to see if there's any suggestions we can make for the deck.
Okay.
Because it has not really been performing well.
Okay.
A lot of it is because it's really slow.
Slow. Okay.
Yeah, five color commander. You know, you pull that out with even some of the precons that I'm playing and our decks, it just kind of gets easily interacted with.
Yeah, I mean, it is very well. It says in here it's reliant somewhat on the commander, right? And it is combat focused to some extent to get your horse through.
Well, the combat focus also is dependent on who's playing what at the table.
Yeah.
Am I going to get good stuff? It depends on who else is at the table too. Sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that I was thinking low 3. I thought there were some cards in the deck that were pretty powerful, maybe for what we would consider bracket 2.
I have a list. I want to see. I want to see if you match. I put Roaming Throne.
Okay.
Roaming Throne is a very powerful card.
Yeah.
Not that it, and I want to reiterate. I don't know if you feel the same. I don't think we're saying these cards can't exist in bracket 2. It's just these are powerful cards that you may not always expect to see in the bracket 2 deck. But they can be. And I still think performance-wise, this is still a bracket 2 deck. Could be a high 2, low 3. It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, I put Roaming Throne.
Okay.
I put Mana Drain.
Yep, for sure.
The OG dual lands.
Okay. Yeah.
I think those are definitely really powerful.
Yeah.
This one this is an interesting one. And it's good to have in the deck because it is a horror technically. So it does fit the whole like be a horror thing. But what about Phyrexian Obliterator?
Yeah.
That is mean, dude.
Yeah, that card's pretty cool.
I said mean and you said cool. Wait a minute.
That's where my brain goes.
Oh, gosh, dude.
No, I mean, yeah, I think that can be in a bracket 2 deck still.
I do too.
Yeah.
I was like, God, this card, fuck.
Yeah. Cool.
I do want to say this just in case, since Caleb is newer to deck building. I don't think, Caleb, that you don't know how this works, but just in case you don't, I want to mention it. The Phyrexian Obliterator trigger will not affect the trigger you get for Captain Gathrod at the end of turn because they were not milled. They were sacrificed from the board. Because Gathrod, if I remember correctly, says it has to be cards that left from the library specifically. Choose target artifact creature card in an opponent's graveyard that was put there from their library this turn.
Yeah.
So just in case you might think that, I think you have it in here because it's a horror and it's a piece of interaction. I think that's why it's in here, which is a great piece. So
and it's just sweet.
Yeah, and it's sweet. Did you have any other cards that you had in here that you thought were like, ooh, this is pretty powerful for a 2?
Yeah, I mean, he mentioned it in his story. Maybe Mesmeric Orb. I mean, that's.
I just think we overestimate Mill.
I mean, it doesn't.
I don't think Mesmeric Orb is that.
It doesn't do
scary.
anything but mill.
Yeah.
But it does. I mean, it mills.
Oh, it mills. I just think people need to get over those cards being gone. Any given game, you're going to see and not see a lot of cards in your deck.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned this on a previous episode too, is mill is different from like discard or control in the sense that it doesn't impact anything on the board or in anyone's hand. Right?
Okay, yeah.
It's just moving cards from the deck to the graveyard, which some decks like.
Some decks are happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not doing anything like you can mill me for 10 cards and I'm still going to draw my card and play my hand just like I would have if you didn't mill me those 10 cards.
Yeah, easily.
So you don't really feel it until you're like really feeling it and you're down to like, oh, I'm counting my cards in my deck and I've got like
really close.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I've got like 5 cards left. Please don't mill me anymore.
I agree. Did you have any cards that you wanted to maybe, because again, I have played with it a couple times and maybe you don't have this, but I think it tends to underperform, or better yet, what might be happening here. If you want to keep this at a bracket 2, if you want to keep this where it's at, which in my opinion, the performance here on it is a bracket 2, you can leave it as is, and maybe we need to have a better Rule 0 conversation about which decks we pull out at the table. That might be like when Slobby pulls out the dice deck and I pull out a Pretty Con or something like that, because it hasn't been performing to what Caleb has been wanting it to perform to. And I know that just because we've talked offline about it a bit. Do you happen to have a list of cards of like you might consider running cards like this to help your strategy a little more?
Well, I think that depends on what his real intent is. Is it to make the deck into a bracket 3 deck,
like a solid 3,
solid 3, so it can be played with a lot of stuff, or is it, hey, I want this to be a true bracket 2 deck,
and we need to be better at Rule 0ing?
And
yeah,
because if we're going to bracket 2, I think he's probably okay.
I agree, 100%.
I think, and then obviously if he's going to bracket 3 or we're playing bracket 3,
he can still play the deck.
Yeah, and he can play game changers. He doesn't have any game changers in the deck, so I mean,
I think it's because he purposely was trying to make this a bracket 2 deck.
Okay, so I mean, if the intent is bracket 2, then I think he's probably good.
I think he's good too, and I maybe not having a list of cards. I have like one card I wanted to name. I think if you really want to talk about the performance on this, I think the deck performs fine. I saw it perform with that Eldrazi deck the other day, and it felt like it was doing its thing, and it was scary. It kind of was a problem. I think you want it to go off even bigger because you've seen what some of your other decks do. Like he has the Queen How You Live Bears deck, which goes off, stuff like that. And you can definitely make it go off and do better and stronger things. We know that for a fact. If you want to keep it in bracket 2, however, I think we just need to be better about the Rule 0 at our table. And maybe we just need, as a pod, it's interesting to talk about this because this is our pod we're talking about, right? We can sit down and say, oh, that's the kind of game we're looking for. I even told Caleb that next time we say, hey, let's play a pre-con game, pull that deck out, because technically that was a face commander of a pre-con from a few years ago. Yeah. A few or long to whatever, I don't know how many years it was. And looking at the cards he has in there, it's like, these are fair. These are fair cards like in a pre-con. Yeah. He has no game changers, right? But I think it's performance ratings of 2 anyways. The only thing I wanted to name, a card I wanted to name is where's the blue crystal?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The water crystal? I love this card, man. I think it's such a good card, dude. And I think it would be a great addition to the deck, especially for a bracket 2 deck where I don't know how you feel overall about the crystal cycle, but the water, they kind of get this. I know in our groups, unless they synergize perfectly with what the deck is trying to do, I don't tend to play them because 4 mana kind of long and whatever, right? But if we're in bracket 2, that makes a lot of sense now, right? Yeah. With the water crystal, it's 2 and 2 blue, so 4 mana total for a legendary artifact that says blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So kind of a ramp piece. Yep. 2-color deck, so it's going to help a lot of his cards. Yep. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards plus 4 instead. So you're not going overly crazy in like comboing us. Like you're not like, you know what I mean? It's not like we're having to mill 10, 20 a turn now with this card. It's like, okay, one horror hit me. It was a 1/1. I'm going to mill 5 cards now. Yeah. Right, 1 plus the 4.
But it gives you a lot of options in terms of hitting things off of the captain.
Agree. Yeah. And it also has, and this is why we like this card, it's all built in for you. Let's say you don't have a good swing, right? You can't really swing at anybody. Because that's been another problem is like getting good unblockable swings. He's been facing a lot of problems where we have chump blockers easily. He gives them menace, but we create so many tokens that But it has 4 and 2 blue, tap it, so that's the activated ability cost. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. That could be good, right? Let's say you got 3 cards in hand, everyone's milling 7. That's 21 possible options for you to look at your instep.
That's plenty of options for
yeah,
sure.
you don't need to get in with the horror at that point.
Yeah, and that's a good point on the combat stuff and that's not just this deck. I think in general, it's really hard to consistently get off attacks in general.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just things around the timing of if your creatures don't have haste when they come in, they have to sit there a full turn cycle, you get interacted with, or a board wipe goes off. Yeah. And maybe it's not even a board wipe for you. It's just you're trying to build your board and someone else was going nuts and someone has to board wipe and you just kind of get, thrown in, to that. And then you have to start over and then, your commander costs more. It's just, there's a whole lot of things that can get you off track in terms of trying to do combat damage every single turn to drive your game plan forward.
Yeah.
Whether it's this deck or, any combat focused deck.
Yeah. And I will say in that game where he was grabbing Eldrazi's, it kind of became we have to use all removal here because he has Eldrazi's now. So it's like
right.
He wasn't really able to do a whole lot and it wasn't like very many. I think he had grabbed a Void Winnower at one point, which had no impact on me because everything in my hand was odd. All my creatures were odd.
That's lucky.
For me, it was just beautiful. But for Slobby, he needed it gone. So I just left it there. I had a removal piece, but I was like, I don't need that gone. It's fine with me. And then Slobby had to use a removal piece. And it's like, I don't know. It got removed before it even got back. Like you said, it got removed before it even got back to his turn. So he didn't even get a turn with it to swing with it or whatever. Yeah. And then he grabbed a second Eldrazi and kind of the same thing happened. We were at the point in the game where people were just casting these board wipes and making people. Oh, I casted a board wipe, that's what it was. And then I had the Selfless Spirit give all my creatures indestructible when I maintained priority. You were there when I did that actually. Yeah. So I was able to wipe everyone's board again. And he lost another. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like you said, without the haste, it gets really slow, and it's hard to get haste in blue black. I was looking through the deck. I noticed that he's running. He's running Lightning Greaves. Maybe another card to run might be a Swiftfoot Boots. Can give you further protection for Captain in case you need it, and it can give you the haste. Other than that, blue black is just not.
Well, I mean, I don't know if
it is a trigger at the end step, so the haste doesn't really matter actually. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean the one thing that I will say is in blue black, one of your options would be run more counters. So
to keep your pieces alive.
Mean, you get the Void Winnower, then you just protect it. Right, so you can get it back to your turn to actually swing with it. I mean, that's kind of how blue-black works, right? It's more of a control color. It can protect. The other option you have is maybe doing more Grave Recursion, doing things of like...
Oh, I do like the idea of adding like Victimize and Dread Return.
Right,
Reanimate.
Getting stuff out of your deck to get your best horrors back, or even reanimate or reanimating other targets. Like if you hit 2 good things in a turn... I mean, you get one back with the captain, and then you use a reanimate to grab something else. I mean, you can use that to your advantage.
He actually is running Victimize and Reanimate, but I agree, you could be running a lot more of those.
Yeah. I mean, you could just run like Rise of the Dark Realms.
That could be a good win con for a bracket 2 deck too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive, but if that goes off, I mean, you're especially if you've been milling people, you're going to have a bunch of stuff on your board.
And when you're playing in bracket 2, you allow yourself to be in a game where you are more easily able to get to a point of casting that spell.
Yeah.
Right, because the game should go longer. You should have chances to get to that
it not being countered.
Right. Yeah, because you said maybe add more counters, and that it made me want to say, like, be careful, because you add more counters, you add more mill, you add more things in general. Now you are kind of pushing to 3, and then at that point, just go ahead and throw 3 game changers in it, make it a 3, and play it with all of our decks, right? But if you like kind of where it's sitting at, and you like the idea of having it to be maybe pre-con level or bracket 2 level, however you're envisioning this deck, I just think we need to go forward, have better rule zeros.
That's probably fair.
Yeah. Yep. I like the water crystal though. Add the water crystal. Maybe add I think Swiftfoot Boots would be fine. It's a good protection piece you could put on it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you can't instantly equip it though.
No,
it's at the end step. Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. Lightning Gears doesn't work either. Dang, it's kind of crazy. All right, well, let's move on to the bracket stamp of approval. You ready for this?
I think so.
Oh God, I don't know if we're gonna agree or disagree. I kind of feel like we're agreeing, but not agreeing, but agreeing. Should I count us down?
Count it down.
3, 2, 1,
3.
2.
Ooh.
Oh, dang. Okay. Hey, guess what?
This is the first one in a while.
It is, and it's technically your turn.
Yep. So I am going to have to overrule you here. I'm going to go with a 3. I think, and I think it's a low 3.
Caleb, this is a 2. I love you. I'm so sorry.
I think it's a low 3. And my personal recommendation is throw in the game changers, make it a mid 3, play it with, the large group of
counters on there
that
too.
we have. Yeah, put some counters in, and I think it'll fit comfortably right in the middle of bracket 3. It could be played with anything that we typically play on a given weekend with our pod.
Unless you save it for pre-con games, we can rule 0.
I mean, you can do that too,
do
but
that.
I just, if he wants to play it more and it's his favorite deck or his first deck, and it's his baby.
It is his baby. Yeah, I agree.
Make it a 3 so you can play it more. Maybe.
Although now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot to mention this. That was a pre-con game we played.
Oh.
And it didn't really do a whole lot. Anyways. So with that said, Judgment has been passed. Executive decision made. It was Jordan's turn. If y'all don't remember the very first episode, I got the first executive decision on the Turbo Fog Mono Red.
Yep.
Now you get this one. So next one will be mine. Whenever
Pass
the
it
next
back
one
to
comes,
you.
I will get the next one. Judicaris Bracketorum! Oh! But Judgment has been passed. You have been deemed a conniving warlock.
Sorry, Caleb. I love you, buddy.
Nah, you ain't sorry. Don't be sorry about that. So let's talk about how we frame the rule 0 for this one. And let's do it in the sense of he keeps the deck the way it is right now, and he wants it to be bracket 2.
Okay.
Okay. You want me to take first stab, or you want first stab? How do you want to do this?
Go
one?
for it.
All right. So frame the rule 0. I put. You might want to mention. Yes, the commander reading the commander should tell them things, but it's not a bad idea to still mention I will be milling and stealing.
Yeah.
You should probably let them know I will be playing some of your cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
People get really salty.
Like you said, probably understood if they read your commander, but doesn't hurt to reiterate that because that's the main thing that people are probably going to be
What the heck, man?
salty about. Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, that's always. I say this is opinion. I think this is fact, but you should always be more comfortable saying more than less.
Oh,
safer.
Yeah.
The other thing I put was you might want to mention the Dusk Mantle Mind Crank 2-card combo.
Yeah,
if you're keeping that in.
I'm pretty sure that when Caleb watches this, he's going to be like, "Oh, I got to take one of these cards out now."
Hey, make room for the water crystal. Boom.
Oh, there you go. There you
Easy.
go. Nice swap.
Any additions? Any differences? You agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of rule 0, I mean, there isn't anything in here that's just like crazy. I mean, you have a Bruvac, I guess.
Yeah, I saw the Bruvac.
There's some, strong mill things like the Mesmeric Orb.
Right.
So, I mean, you're going to be milling a lot. And like we said, as long as you make that clear, I think you're probably fine.
Yeah, I agree. I like the deck otherwise. Like, I do think it, in my opinion, I do think it fits really well with a pre-con level deck if that's what you're wanting to do. I don't know. Maybe like I said, throw in some more reanimating type things. I think throwing in some more reanimation was a good idea.
Yeah. And one thing I do like about these style of decks where you're stealing other people's stuff is they do tend to be good for tables that vary in power.
Yeah.
Because if you're playing stronger decks, you're probably milling better cards and stealing better things. So your deck is going to be more powerful because you're playing based on the power level of your opponents. If you're playing a deck that has just like a bunch of small vanilla creatures with no abilities, like you're probably not getting much off of the mill. So you're playing at a lower level, right?
Agree.
So it's very based on who's at the table. You kind of mentioned that earlier. It can perform differently depending on what decks it's playing against.
Yeah, and just one last thing. You are running the Shizo's Death Storehouse, which helps you give the invasion. If you're not running them, I might consider things like the, Access Tunnel, Rogue's Passage, just other things. If the Menace, we do tend to have a token-heavy pod. A lot of the players in our pod love token decks. So the Menace doesn't always help. Not saying Menace isn't good. Menace is very good. But doesn't always help you get your game plan going. So maybe running some more of those lands that will help you get your creatures to be unblockable.
Yeah.
Cool?
Cool.
All right. Moving on from that one, Caleb. Wonderful deck. Thank you. I did not name you a conniving warlock. Someone else did. Oh, deck 2, rule 0. This comes to us from someone who we've already done We've already done a deck. We've already done the deck.
Yep.
A deck for this. I can't speak English. We've done a deck for this person. This is Acades coming back. This is actually from the first episode where I made that first executive decision.
Oh, well, how about it?
How about it? Here we are. Wonder if another one's going to be made. Imagine we have to make executive decisions twice.
I don't know. Maybe.
I hope not. So this comes from Acades. The commander is Ashling the Pilgrim. This is the old Ashling. You know this one?
Yep.
All right. So I do want to mention the name of this one. It's called Pipe Bomb.
Yep. I think it's very aptly named for what the deck does.
It is very accurately named. So Ashling the Pilgrim is a 2 mana, 1 in a red, 1/1 legendary creature elemental shaman. It has pay 1 in a red, activated ability, put a +1/+1 counter on Ashling the Pilgrim. If this is the 3rd time this ability has resolved this turn, remove all +1/+1 counters from Ashling the Pilgrim, and it deals that much damage to each creature and each player. Just want to note that means it'll do all the damage to your creatures as well, and it'll do the damage to your face as well.
Yep.
Yeah, cool card, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it is a cool card. It's a pipe bomb.
Mono red.
Stack counters on it and then blow it up and wipe the board.
Yeah, let's get into it. So, story. So, Acades' story. I wasn't even going to read a story. He says, I am sticking with the theme of submitting mono red. The first one he submitted was Clive.
Yep.
If it's dominant or if that's the name of it. This deck gets a few complaints at my pod because not only do I play around my commander, just not dying, but the deck has a lot of impulse draw and mana doublers, which lets me dig and pump Ashling during every player's turn, making her huge. So there's some time equity issues here, possibly, because some people get salty when you're playing during other people's turns.
Yep.
I don't think the deck is overly powerful, but when cards like Repercussion, Resurrection Orb, or Basilisk Collar hit the board, things snowball very quickly. Yep. Yeah, Basilisk Collar. That being said, if people are running decks that aren't super creature-based, like Spellslingers, this deck shows a few weaknesses. I think where this deck really shines is with politics at the table. If someone is becoming a problem, I get to do what my deck already does for free because everyone wants me to bomb whoever the problem is. I will take care of it for you. But after about 2 times, no one wants to set the bomb off again. Go figure. The goal of the deck. The name of the deck explains it. It is a pipe bomb. You assemble the pipe bomb. Then, God willing, your pipe bomb will explode, ideally gaining you a bunch of life, killing someone, and sometimes yourself. Or wiping the board for an early reset. I would say this deck is about a 4. I have optimized it a little bit here and there since I built it, but it still has a lot of room for improvement. Oh, so it's not fully optimized. Interesting. I think there are cards in the deck like Stuffy Doll and Brash Taunter that seem like auto includes, but end up just being extra cards that don't bring enough value to justify keeping them. If you guys have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. And this deck was submitted with the intended bracket of 4. Technical rating?
Technical rating? I have this as a 4.
I have this as a 4. We have 5 infinite/near infinite combos, 4 game changers. I want to note Underworld Breach, which tends to be very combo-y and combo-heavy card. And it does have Blood Moon, which hits the MLD category.
Yep. And I also even there's a card called Smoke, which is a pretty strong stacks piece.
Stacks piece, yeah. Smoke is fun. So what'd you think of the story? What'd you think about him talking about another mono-red deck here?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the deck is a cool concept, right? It pumps up, it blows up everything. I have a note here that I'm thinking the performance rating of this deck, and I'm kind of jumping ahead here, I know, but I'm thinking it's more performing at a bracket 3 level than a bracket 4, is what I wrote.
Why are you jumping ahead?
I know. But the reason I say that is because if the strategy is sometimes involving killing yourself, you're probably not bracket 4, right?
I can see that.
So, I mean,
if you want to, we could just say our performance rating and start talking about the deck and the cards.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Because I agree. I gave this a 3.
Okay, cool.
For the performance rating.
We're in agreement here. So,
I agree.
Yeah, so basically, I think that, again, when we have decks that are technical rating 4 but performance rating lower, my recommendation is always like, hey, is there a way to either scale it up or down, right? To meet.
Embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, to either meet it or make it what we think the true performance rating is. I think in this one, because Ashling is so pivotal to the deck and that's what the deck does, you're not going to get around the fact that it's probably just not really a bracket 4 strategy.
Agreed.
And so my recommendation would be try to tone this down to be a bracket 3. Take out a handful, or take out one game changer, take out your MLD, and then you're at least at a technical rating of 3 if you remove some of the combos.
Right.
So just taking out Underworld Breach, I think gets rid of, it takes out 2 combos and a game changer, right? Just with that 1 card removed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could easily, and that, not that Underworld Breach doesn't do what the deck, doesn't enable the deck, but I don't think you need Underworld Breach for a pipe bomb deck.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and to be honest with you, there are 4 game changers in the deck. Underworld Breach, Jessica's Will, Gamble, the One Ring. I'm not going to say these are not powerful cards, but I will say, because it's in mono red, it kind of lends itself to running these game changers that I'm not mad when I see this in a bracket 3 game. Like, if he came in and said, hey, can I play this with your bracket 3 decks? And he was like, but I do have 4 game changers, and I knew these were the 4 game changers, mono red, I'm not going to say no. Yeah, you can sit down with us. Sure. Gamble, in my opinion. Maybe we do this on a preamble next episode or an episode later, but maybe we can order do a tier list of the game changers. Gamble's not a high on the list for me, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
The One Ring, powerful card. Jessica's Will, powerful card. It can be kind of dependent sometimes, especially if you're killing your commander over and over again because you don't have enough protection for it. Then it's like, are you only getting one side of it? Or are you getting 2? Who knows? And then Underworld Breach, I see as it is a powerful card regardless of the style deck you're running. But in my opinion, it's best used or most deadly and most potent in Spellslinger type decks that are like, boom, 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 boom. I'm going to cast now. Look at a storm, cast more. Oh, I found an infinite combo by accident. You win the game. So yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. Just pick what you want, because if you're going to go bracket 4, because that's what you put as the intended brackets, brother, I got some things to tell you about your deck that you might want to do to really make it a strong 4. Otherwise, cut one of those game changers, cut the Blood Moon, and just comfortably beat a 3.
Yeah. So, I mean, I put, this is a big red mana strategy. There's, you're going to use Braids of Fire, I think, is an awesome card in this deck. Mana Geyser, Seeking
You thought it was
Song.
an awesome card, huh?
Yeah. I mean, the Braids of Fire is cool because it can trigger Ashling on your upkeep because you get that mana at your upkeep. I know.
My note about Braids of Fire is it too slow? Imagine you draw Braids of Fire turn 5 in a bracket 4 game.
Oh, well, in bracket 4, for sure, it's too slow.
I'm just saying,
I'm saying bracket
if
3,
he's intended bracket 4 and he's looking to play this game in a bracket 4 table. Now, I will say this: I did look at a lot of other Ashling decks because I'm not too familiar with the mono red world or Ashling in general and these kind of strategies. I know you kind of like mono red a little more. You have like a burn deck with Soulflame and all that. So a lot of the other bracket 4 decks do run the Braids of Fire, so I'm not making any suggestions of like, no, you shouldn't run that. People run it. When I see that card, all I think about is, man, turn 5, draw this card. Like, maybe it's good.
It's cool because Braids of Fire is one of those cards that I think a lot of people have a misconception about of how to use it.
Yeah, they do.
They just think, oh, I just get mana for my turn. That's awesome. But that's not how it works. You get the mana during your upkeep. So
use it right away.
You have to be able to do something at instant speed with it.
Yeah.
And so it
works really well with the commander because you can funnel it into the Yeah.
So this is one of the, you can't play Braids of Fire in a lot of decks because you just don't have a lot to do at instant speed with just a bunch of red mana.
Agree.
Now this deck is one of the exceptions of that, which is why I think Braids of Fire is cool in this deck, is because if you like playing Braids of Fire, you have an outlet for it here.
Yeah, I think Braids of Fire is still a good card for the deck. I question its capability in bracket 4 is all I do. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, I just think it might be too slow. And I even put on here, would it be better instead of Braids of Fire to play Thran Turbine instead? Do you know what Thran Turbine is?
Nope.
Thran Turbine is I'm gonna get it wrong. It's either 1 or 2 mana. I'm not really sure. But it's an artifact that gives you 2 colorless mana every turn during your upkeep.
Okay.
So it's only colorless, so you do have to funnel 2 reds into it. But if you have 2 reds up, like if you leave 2 reds up, at every turn is going to give you 2 activations. And the big thing about it is Thran Turbine So it'll give you, it costs, I got it here, 1 mana. Okay. 1 mana. During your upkeep, you may add up to 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. This mana cannot be spent to play spells. So it can only be, you can use it for the activation.
Yeah.
What I like about it is turn 1, you play Braids of Fire, right? You wait to your upkeep, you get 1 red mana, right? So you have to have another land open in order to funnel that into use its ability, right?
Right.
Turn 2, you get 2 red mana, and you can activate it once with just the 2 red mana if you want, or you can activate it twice if you left up 2 other lands, right? To go, and it can be any color because you got the 2 red from the Braids of Fire, which is good.
Right.
Thran Turbine, that immediate next turn, if you leave the 2 red mana, you do have to leave 2 red mana up, but you're going to guarantee yourself on that first turn the 2 activations rather than just 1. And I think when we're talking about bracket 4, sometimes 1 turn difference can be the difference in a game, especially bracket 4. It's just more critical to talk about quicker turns. It's more important.
Yeah,
and I saw this in a lot of bracket 4 decks. It wasn't in his, so that's why I wanted to recommend it.
And you're talking bracket 4. I'm just talking in general. Like,
yeah.
My thing would be like, let's do bracket 3, and why not both?
You could run both. I think I'm just going with this because if he wants it to be bracket 4, since that is the intended bracket he gave it, I'm going to give you suggestions for how to really maybe make this a more bracket 4 deck. Maybe it'd be interesting if you have ideas for how to make it bracket 3 and I have ideas to make it bracket 4, and he can kind of decide like, what do I really want to do with this?
Yeah, I didn't break up my cards that way, but I do have some suggestions here. So, and this is kind of going to the next topic, but I think one thing that I definitely thought you needed more of was protection for Ashling.
I put a lot.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of options here, obviously, that you can choose from.
Because he's not running any of them.
Yeah, the main ones are going to be Deflecting Swat.
If you own it, he does not proxy. If you own it or can afford it, Deflecting Swat would be the best one. I agree.
Yep, Deflecting Swat, Tybalt's Trickery.
Yep.
Bolt Bend.
Ooh, that one I had on the list and I erased it just because if you can get the counters to 3, you have to get the counters to 3 or more to get it to that power 4, which I'm not saying is hard to do, but it could be a big if. And then if you did that by using your commander's ability 3 times in a row, well, then you activate it the 3rd time and you blow it up. So then it's like, I put Redirect Lightning in front of that one.
Okay.
I figured that would be a better one.
And that's the other one. That's, the red redirect spells, kind of that family of protection suite.
There's one more that I think is really good for this deck.
What?
I think you should run Return the Favor.
Okay. Yep.
Because I like the other ability of being able to copy one of your spells. And you're right. You said it earlier. He is running big mana spells like Mana Geyser, Seething Song. That is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's another good one. Outside of the red redirect spells, I have Indestructible as an option. I listed Dark Steel Plate.
Yep.
Not Indestructible, but protection from non-combat damage with Mage Bane armor is pretty cool.
I actually put maybe run in a lot of, I saw a lot of decks do this, maybe run a lot of the swords of X and X where they give you protection from red.
Yeah, I do have one caveat there, is you have to be careful with protection from red, because if Ashling has protection from red, you can't target her with anything you want to target her with.
True.
So things like, I wrote some things down here. What is this? Like Pain for All or Explosive Entry, or Soul's Fire.
Soul's Fire.
So,
I guess if you're running like, what's that one? Chain Reaction? No, not Chain Reaction. The one that
Chandra's Ignition,
because that one also targets. Yeah, if you were, I don't think you have it, but if you were to add it, because I was going to recommend that card too. Yeah, you have a good point. Maybe the Swords ofs are a little hard, but yeah.
I actually wrote. I literally wrote the swords down too. I just said, if you go that route, just be mindful of how many things you're going to have targeting Ashling.
Maybe run fewer of the targeted spells.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, or just know that, hey, if I have pro red, like I might have a dead card in my hand sometimes.
Yeah. I also threw that. I think I like this card more than you do. I also threw Untimely Malfunction. I just like the flexibility of it. And if Ashling does happen to have a lot of counters, it does have that third option of 2 creatures can't block. So you might be able to win the game by making 2 creatures not be able to block, swing, get in a lot of damage, and then activate the Pipe Bomb. Could be a way to win the game. So I like that card too. I like all those protection spells.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot there that you can add, right? I mean, we went through like 5 or 6 of them just now.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and if you're playing at a bracket 4 level and Ashling, you're very dependent on Ashling being alive to do your thing.
You're gonna need some.
You're gonna need some of those to protect it.
You're gonna need a suite of cards, man, that do that job for you.
Yeah, and then I had 2 other cards I listed here that didn't fall into any of the other categories that I had. One is Ironcrag Feet.
Ooh, yeah. This card's cool.
Yeah, and it's just another one of those cards that's kind of like Seething Song, where it's big red mana. But so that's one that you didn't have in the deck that, you know, I think fits this deck perfectly. And then the last one is kind of a personal favorite of mine, is Soul Immolation.
Dude, I love this card.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
To me, this is the better version of Chandra's Ignition. One, because... Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
And so when the other cool thing is, if you do happen to have other creatures besides Ashling, you can blight on the small creature that you...
Right.
Not that you don't care about it, but you don't care about it as much as keeping Ashling alive.
Yeah.
And you just... You know, if Ashling is a 10/10, you blight your 1/1, 10 -1/1 counters and just blow everything else up, keeping Ashling alive.
Yep.
And it does 10 to all the creatures, 10 to everyone's face, and then you still have a 10/10 Ashling that you can
still have
swing
your
in
pipe
with.
bomb.
Yeah.
You can swing in with and then activate the pipe bomb.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, you're pumping out some real damage in that case.
Man, Soul Emulation, dude, from Lorne Eclipse, dude, that card is a banger.
Yeah, that card's crazy good.
I like that card. If you're not playing that card, check out that card.
Yeah,
Bracketeers.
I think it flew a little bit under the radar.
100% agree. It's a mythic rare too.
Yeah, you know, it's a good card.
Deservedly.
Yeah,
I like that card. So you didn't find this card, huh?
I guess not.
100% you should be running this card. And if you have ran this card before and you're not running it for a certain reason, let us know in the comments. But it's called Tarian's Soul Cleaver.
I don't even know if I know what that does.
This is a legendary artifact equipment for 1 mana. It says equipped creature has vigilance. Whenever another artifact or creature is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature. So, and has equipped 2. So, you pipe bomb, right? If you have the indestructible or the protection, you're constantly wiping the board with Ashling, killing all these creatures. And it's not just creatures you control; it's any creatures that go to the graveyard from the battlefield. All of a sudden, you just board wiped with Ashling. Or if you don't even have to pipe bomb. You could just have Ashling on the battlefield, play a board wipe, give it protection or indestructible with the ways that we're telling you to add. You have this on Ashling. You kill 9 creatures. That's instantly 9 +1/+1s added to Ashling.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Not to mention, what I really like about this card is it just I look at it as a refuel for Ashling. So let's say you do get Ashling to 9 counters, you activate the pipe bomb, and you have this on Ashling. Then all of a sudden you do Ashling's thing. You do 9 damage to everyone. Well, I guess if you activate it depends on when you start activating. Let's say the third time you activated it got you to the 9 counters. You do 9 damage to every creature, everyone's face. You're definitely killing creatures with 9 damage. Like that's going to kill some creatures. Let's say you kill 5 creatures off the board, right? Then all 9 counters go away after you use the ability, and then boom, you instantly refill with 5 counters. And it's like, oh, I'm ready to go again.
Yeah.
I really like this card. It was in a lot of decks. I think that's a great card. I like cards like that and the Ozolith. They work really well with this deck because those counters are not gone forever, right? Because on the Ozolith, when she dies or whenever she leaves the battle, I think it's whenever you leave the battlefield, right? All those counters that were on her can just go straight to the Ozolith, be saved on the Ozolith, come back next turn, go to combat, boom, put them back on her.
Yeah,
pretty gross. Yeah, a couple other things. And this, my friend, is why I think, or some things that you might want to look out for when it comes to saying your deck's a bracket 4. You might want to consider maybe some cuts for in some of these places. You're playing a lot of high mana costed cards that I feel like are just really slow. Again, for example, the first one was Scavenged Brawler. This card is good. I'm not going to say it's not good. It's a great card. You know this card? Really good card. I just think you're going to pay, 6 mana? You're paying 6 mana to play the card, and then you're paying 5 mana to exile it from your graveyard. That's 11 mana total. Yeah. I don't know. It just seems a lot. The Wandering Archaic is 5 mana. And Wandering Archaic, I mean, is it really going to do anything? You're pretty much going to spend 5 mana, play the Wandering Archaic, pass turn.
Yeah, and I think the other thing about the high mana cost spells, right, is if you're creating a lot of mana, you're probably going to want to be pumping it into action. Yeah. So you don't want to spend just a ton of mana on, dropping a 6-cost spell.
Or if I do, I want that 6-cost spell to be a damage doubler or a damage tripler and then funnel the rest into Pipe Bomb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Avatar Roku Firebender, great card, but again, 6 mana. And it's like, and this only triggers if a player attacks. I know you can attack and trigger it yourself and add the 6 red mana. However, if you're thinking, ooh, this is great because whenever other players attack, I'm going to get 6 red mana and I'm going to be able to funnel it all into Ashling. It sounds great, but you're relying on all of the other people to not see this and decide to attack. They could just opt into not attacking, and not even that, but I want to be careful and let you know that, I don't know what I was going to let you know. I kind of forgot. You get the 6 red mana. I mean, Ashling has to be alive. I had a really important note.
You can't funnel all 6 into Ashling or she goes off, right?
Yeah.
You can only use 4 of the 6.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. You're expecting other players to attack, which gives you the 6. Like you said, you can't funnel all 6. They're going to kill your own Ashling if you don't have the form of protection in play or whatever, right? But also, you're expecting people to attack in bracket 4, which is we've talked about this before, definitely more combo focused bracket.
Yeah. I actually thought the Avatar Roku was kind of just a cool selection. I thought it was cool for this deck. But again, I kind of geared my stuff a little bit more towards bracket 3. Yeah.
Cool.
But I agree with you. Bracket 4, you're probably not playing that.
Hey, if you don't mind leaving a comment in the on the channel here what is the Iron Spider doing for you?
Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering if he
does have liquid metal torque in the deck. So
no,
is he turning Ashling into an artifact and then putting counters on it?
No, I'm wondering if maybe that was just a case of maybe misreading the card a bit. Then he just thinks that he can just pay and put counters on it, and didn't realize that it's only artifacts. Yeah,
it's only artifacts. In case you don't know that, you may want to take another look at that card. Otherwise, if you're really thinking, oh, with liquid metal torque, this is cool, because it is cool with liquid metal torque.
Yeah,
but bracket 4 deck, you're running this card and hoping for only one other card that really does something with it.
1 out of 100. Yeah, it's not more. You're better off using that card slot for something else.
Yeah, I agree.
That's more reliable.
Yeah. So you ready to move to the bracket stamp of approval?
Yeah. Well, before we do that, I did run this through Crispy.
What'd you get?
The Pro score or the Pro AI. It's said 5.75. Did give it a bracket 4 due to the technical rating. Consistency was a 7, said it had a good amount of draw. Resilience was a 5, said it was reliant on its commander. Interaction was a 5. Speed was a 6, with the pivotal turn being 6, said perfect for casual.
Cool. Perfect for casual might, let me not say anything. Let's do the bracket stamp of approval.
Okay.
You ready?
Bracket stamp of approval.
3, 2, 1, 3. Ah, sweet. Okay, cool. So we're in agreement here. I thought we were going to have to do our executive decisions twice in one episode. I was really worried about it. Yeah, I think this deck is definitely, performance was a 3. I agree with that. I think the overall, like we just gave the bracket stamp here, is a 3. And mainly because some of the things I said, like if you want it to really be a 4, there's a lot of cards we suggested that I might consider adding. I didn't even mention, but Shadow Spear is another good one that you might want to add if you want to make it really bracket 4. Yeah, there's just a lot of good cards you could add, and there's a lot of cards I think that are expensive and or slow that you can take out if you really wanted to make it a 4. So I think the 3 is a solid, good bracket stamp of approval on this one.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I think there's just a handful of cards that you can take out, and this would easily be bracket 3. You would get past whole, technical rating of being a bracket 4, and you'd fall comfortably into a 3.
Well, you know what that means, Acades? It's your second time. Judicaris Bracketorum! Oh, and judgment has been passed. Acades, you have been deemed an honest wizard today. Yeah. Honest wizard because you did say 4 and you're technically below it, so that's fair.
Honest wizard with pipe bombs.
All right, frame the rule 0 for this one. You want to take this one? What would you mention?
Yeah, sure. So, I think, if I was going somewhere with this deck, I would say, by reading the commander, you can kind of tell what it's going to do. It's going to pump up. It's going to blow up the board pretty often. I think, maybe some of the feel bad around this deck is just the repeated board wipes, especially if, people are trying to commit to the board. You're going to hold board wipes over their head and they're going to feel like, I can't play anything because it's just going to die when it goes out and it's going to get board wiped. But that's also kind of, what the deck does. I think, in its current form, you definitely need to mention the 5 combos and the MLD, the 4 game changers. So those would all be things that I would definitely talk about.
Again, it's better to mention more than less. You are technically in bracket 4, so should be expected that you may have cards like that. I get it. You can have the combos, you can have the game changers, you can have the MLD, but you can still sit down and say, "Oh, I do have a blood moon. I am running Underworld Breach and some other game changers." Yeah, and like you said, they see the commander, they know they have the board wipes hovering over them the whole game.
Right.
So
I mean that's kind of the point of the deck a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome, Jordan. Well, that ended up being pretty good. We were 50% today. I'll still fist bump you for that. Not 100%, but we'll take the 50. You ready to move on to the...
Just like college.
Oh, just like college.
Take the 50.
But it's time for the best part of the show. We're moving to Guess That Bracket. And this week, it's my turn to present to you. I don't want you to get this point, please. All right. So the bracket card of the week this week was Academy Manufacturer.
Yep.
We've been saying Academy Manufacturer. It's spelled manufactor.
Is it really?
Yeah, I did not know that until I pulled it up for this.
Oh, I had no idea.
It's just Academy Manufactor.
Oh.
And now it's so weird to say it that way. Anyways, so the bracket card of the week this week was Academy Manufactor. It is an artifact creature assembly worker for 3 generic mana, 1/3. If you would create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead create 1 of each.
Yep.
All right.
So initial thoughts. I mean, I've seen this card a lot in our pod.
Very, very popular in our pod.
It just creates a bunch of crap. Nothing inherently about what it creates is just like a problem. It's just
it becomes a problem.
It's just the amount of stuff that it creates. Yeah. And usually, I mean, if you're playing this card, it's paired along with all the things that care about artifacts or sacrifice or tokens. Any one of those strategies, this can slide in and it just triples everything.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that it's necessarily going to put me at a bracket 4 to begin with.
Okay.
But I'm going to start with a 3, but it is a very powerful card in bracket 3.
What, low, mid, high? What do you think?
High 3.
High 3. All right. You ready for the second card?
Yeah.
Reconnaissance.
Ooh, I love this card.
I do too. So 1 white mana enchantment. It has for 0 activated ability, remove target attacking creature you control from combat and untap it. If you activate during end of combat, the creature will untap after it deals combat damage. So I want to explain this real quick before we get into this card a little further. For our viewers that are newer to Commander, I know we have some viewers that are like really new to Commander, so it's worth explaining some of these things.
Okay.
This is almost like pseudo vigilance. And here's what I mean. You can swing with all your creatures. If you don't know this already, you might want to look it up, but combat has 5 phases to it. You can swing with all your creatures in the attack phase. You can go to blockers. That's another phase. You can go to combat damage. That's another phase. And then after the combat damage phase, there is a end of combat phase. You are still in combat. It's the 5th and last phase of combat called end of combat. At this moment, your creatures, if you attacked with them, are still considered attacking creatures.
Yep.
They are considered attacking throughout the entire combat phase if you attacked with them. So what that means is after the combat damage is dealt, you can, at end of combat, pay the 0 mana, it's free, and basically untap all of your attacking creatures. They are now suitable. They're all suited and ready to block for you now. And that's why I say pseudo vigilance. Yeah. Card is pretty strong. There is no retroactive, like, go back, erase the damage that was dealt. That is not a thing. You cannot do that. If you've been doing that, you're playing this card completely wrong.
Yeah, so this card is awesome. It was a very old card, and I was really happy when they actually reprinted it in the Assassin's Creed set, and it got the updated art. Yeah, because I was so tired. Like I played this in so many of my decks, and I always had the old art, and it bothered me. I like having all the updated arts, and so when it got the updated art from Assassin's Creed, I was like, yes, this is awesome. I like it even more now.
It's so cool. So bracket wise, what does this do for you?
I don't think this changes where I'm at.
Okay.
It's still a strong card, still good, still high bracket 3. I think, you probably are playing some kind of combat in this, which makes me lean maybe even more to bracket 3 than bracket 4 because it's maybe more combat focused. So I'm going to just stick right where I'm at with high 3.
Academy Manufacturer, Reconnaissance. Okay. You ready for the last card?
Yeah.
Last card. I bet you don't know what this card is. So random. Jan Jansen, Chaos Crafter.
You are right. I don't know that I've even ever heard of this card.
I don't even know what set this is from, to be honest. But is this New Capenna? I think this is New Capenna.
Okay.
I think. Anyways, it's Mardu. So red, white, black.
Okay. So that's the colors of the deck. Okay.
Yep, this is a Mardu deck. It is a 3/3 legendary creature, gnome artificer. It has haste. This thing's actually kind of tap, sacrifice an artifact creature, create 2 treasure tokens. Or tap, sacrifice a non-creature artifact, create 2 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature tokens. And that's it.
Okay. So we're probably talking artifact synergies with Academy Manufacturer. And
I try to give you some stuff.
Yeah. And it's Mardu. You're probably playing, all of the drain effects with Marionette Master and Marionette Apprentice.
Mirkwood
Bats. Yeah, I mean, there's all the token. I mean, yeah, Mardu is perfect colors for manufacturer or Academy Manufacturer. So I think I'm going to stick with high 3. I think I'm just consistently, I think that's where I'm at. I think that's what we're going to go with.
Is that final guess?
Yes.
Jordan, you are incorrect. This is a bracket 2 deck.
Okay.
I will admit Academy Manufacturer is strong for a bracket 2 card. It's one of those, or bracket 2 deck. It would be a strong card. But the commander for this deck is Mr. House President and CEO.
Okay.
Which is a Mardu, red, white, black, legendary artifact creature human, 0/4. Whenever you roll a 4 or higher, create a 3/3 colorless robot artifact creature token. If you rolled 6 or higher, instead create that token and a treasure token. Second ability is pay 4 and tap Mr. House. You roll a 6-sided die plus an additional 6-sided die for each mana from treasure spent to activate this ability. We have a Mr. House deck, the dice deck, in our pod. I do truly, even though it has the Academy Manufacturer, it's a strong card. The fact that I'm going to say this is truly a bracket 2 deck is no game changers, none of that stuff. Like technicality, it fell there, and performance-wise, it just, you know how it is. It's running all the dice roll cards that are not very strong. They don't really do a whole lot.
That's the problem with dice roll cards, right? Is there's a measure of uncertainty. You don't know exactly what's going to happen, and so sometimes you can just end up not getting the outcome that you want.
My thought process here was this can easily be considered a break-on level deck, the one that I found, even with Academy Manufacturer in it, because I was thinking about the Felithar deck. It has Seaborn Muse in it, and it's a break-on, and that's a freaking powerful card, right? So it's so no point for you, even though maybe a point for you and a point for me. We should be looking as a team effort now at this point, because now we're 0-5.
It's us versus the machines.
Dude, we can't win. Man, that was good though. What do you think of that one?
It just shows how hard it is to identify what a deck is just based on 3 cards.
I agree, and I think the value of this segment though is, 1, we have fun. I think we have a lot of fun doing it. 2, I really like how we have the discussion in our heads of after each card, you're like, oh, I think this and this of this card, and I think that's important because then it helps people think about card by card. What are you trying to achieve? What do you want your deck to be? What is the intentional performance rating you're looking for your deck to have? And it's important to have these kind of thoughts when you go card by card.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of value into it, and I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. So I hope you like doing it.
Yeah. Eventually we'll get one right.
Eventually. And hopefully
we're going to have to do something special when we get one right. We're going to have to have a celebration.
Some kind of confetti thing where we pop it. Yes, dude. All right, Bracketeers. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. If you want us, the Head Bracketeers, to give your deck the official Beyond the 7 bracket stamp of approval, be sure to find the submission link in the description or across all of our social medias at Beyond the 7 MTG and share your story with us. If you haven't already, please think about subscribing, like, comment, share all the things on YouTube, and giving us 4 or 5, maybe 5-star ratings on Spotify, as this will help us grow and craft better Rule Zero conversations around the world. I do want to say we've been kind of going out. Jordan, I've done a little bit too on Reddit and some other places where I guess we're kind of calling it like trying to help market ourselves a little bit. We've been kind of just putting some comments out there of like, hey, check out the episode or check out the show. Let us know what you think. We find your deck, interesting. So yeah, if you see us commenting, we're just trying to see if you want to submit your deck, looking for interesting decks to have. We have a lot of deck submissions now, which is great, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback from people whose decks we've already had on the show. So I think what we're doing, man, is working. Yeah, it's the channel's growing. It's going good, and like I said, I'm stoked for this every week. I'm having fun regardless. So I'm having a great time. Yeah. Well, and with that, we've passed our judgment this day. Thank you for gathering, Bracketeers. And yes, we know your deck is indeed a 3. Woohoo! Fuck your executive decision. Caleb! Bracket card of the week is Omniscience. Go forth, Bracketeers. The gathering awaits your verdict. I always forget how tight the squeeze is for my fat butt. Yeah. This or this or this or this. All right, perfect. Yeah. I'm so good at playing Magic. I know I am. If I get too should I do it? Welcome, Bracketeers, to Beyond the 7. Just not that way. Oh. I was trying to be like a leprechaun. Is that what that was? Welcome, Bracketeers, to Beyond the 7. That was more leprechaun-y than the first one. Oh, I didn't do Judicaris Bracketorum in the first one. Oh, failure, bro. Oh, but I could do it now, and I can edit it in. I had to do that for another video. Omniscience. Omniscience.